just forget it.
What's up, everyone? We are here with another episode of A Slice of Love, and we are talking about the fun subject of dating single women. And what are the pros and cons of that is something that's been constantly talked about all over the internet and social media, and even at your own household. So we're going to definitely have fun with this. But before we get started, Baker, how are you feeling today?
Hey, man, I'm doing good as always. I had some guests who was trying to get on, but stating we're not live. But it is what it is. I'm always excited about this show because I know it's going to be rough and raw.
Exactly. And before we dive into it, I want to show this clip that I showed you, but I think this is very interesting to set everything up. And because we're going to hit on both sides of it as we get things going. So pay attention and check out this clip right here. Let's see, do we got volume? Oh, we got muted.
The reasons why that is. I'ma just
Let me back it up.
Why is dating a single mother so hard for men? Let's talk about it.
It's a very long list of reasons why that is. I'ma just compare a single mother to a childless woman throughout this video so y'all can see why it's not worth it to a lot of men. First off, in the beginning of dating a single mother, the child typically is an excuse. Maybe it's not on purpose, maybe it is, but you gotta jump through hoops just to get access to the woman based on their kid and their availability. The kid gotta do this and do that, or the child is young, you can't find a sitter. Don't none of that happen with a childless woman. She might make another excuse, but it ain't that one. When a woman has a child, it kills all spontaneousness. We can't just, meet me here, or I'm picking you up tonight, put something on, we going here. Or I can't just keep her out till 2, 3 in the morning on the rooftop. I can't do that. All that's dead when you dating a single mom. Then on top of that, not saying that they wrong for it, but the child always gonna come before me. Always. Why would I sign myself up for that when I could deal with somebody who don't have that? Then a byproduct of dealing with you, if you have an active baby daddy, I have to have a rapport with this man. You come with another man attached to you. She don't come with all that. She just hurt. Then on top of that, if the child ever out of line, it's not simple as correcting my child. I gotta go through you to approve my authority over the child. And possibly the biological father. I had to have a decent relationship with him to know how we gonna go about that.
Just hold on.
Then a lot of y'all put stipulations on manhood based on the decisions you made with your life. A real man to love the child like it's his own. Why does me being a real man, why is that based off a choice you made in your life? How about I love my own kids? You talking about me having to love your kids like they mine for me to be a real man? No, I don't have to deal with you and I still be a real man. One problem is a lot of single mothers think their child is a treasure to the world when the child is just a treasure to you. You'll make a man constantly have to prove that he's worthy of being in you and your child's life when you should be proving that you're worthy to bring this child that's not his into his life. Dating is competitive when you dating somebody who got options. It's only not competitive if he has no other options. But if he got other options, you got to look at it like, why should he choose me when he could choose somebody who don't come with everything I come with?
I just want to add this on here. He is speaking from a single guy that does not have children experience. That is what he's speaking. He's not speaking from just men, because a lot of men that also have children, that's active fathers in their children's lives, are more understanding of what a woman is have to go through in order to really spend time with him. He's more understanding, and he have a certain expectation, unlike a guy that's single with no other responsibilities of his own outside of just himself. Like, he don't have no kids, he ain't had nobody he gotta take care of, just him. So with those particular guys, a guy like myself, those are a lot of the reasons why. But for me, the main reason for me is that when I finally started having children, I want a lot of kids. I want at least 3 to 5 children, hopefully 5. It's a reason. What's a reason about it? Y'all be cool. But I say it to say, a lot of times when I'm talking to women that have children or have kids or have a child, they don't want a lot more kids. I give them one more child. I give them, yeah. So I have to have one child because you decide to have 2 or 3 or one before me or whatever the case it is. You know what I mean? So in that particular case, that's the major thing for me is that I want to have 3 to 5 children, and most times single moms don't want to have them without one.
Now we got a little bit from their perspective. Now let's dive in. So Baker, you already sounded kind of heated. You like, get this guy out of here. Like you was ready to like fire the trigger.
His English dialect is poisoning to my ears. The other guy said it so well, and I apologize because I got a lot going tonight, and I just want to be true to the game. It's showing up, and that's what's important to people when you do these shows. I think we speak better than he do. His commentary does not reflect the views of this show. He sounds like an ignorant black man who made it to the 2nd grade by certificates of participation.
Not the 2nd grade, Doc.
The fact that is, until you learn how to communicate first with the woman. Second is she must respect the authority figure in your presence, such as being the man. The issue becomes the average woman don't respect a black man because he don't have nothing to be respectful about.
I can definitely see that point of view.
With that said, I have never disciplined my children, nor the ladies that I have dated. Yes, ladies that I have dated that had kids. Your life ought to speak volume. Your action ought to speak volume. So with that said is that you should, I'm trying to put this, you should be able to feel rewarded because other people's children look up to you for an answer. But if you're not noteworthy or worthy of it, tuck your tail and go away, little black boy.
A little young boy.
Okay, because you don't need to be disciplined nobody's children if you can't discipline and manage your own life. And I don't care what anybody say, children have a tendency to see how you treat their mother before they start respecting you anyway.
I would definitely agree with that.
Let me handle it, Doc, because I don't have a lot of time tonight.
Go ahead.
Now, he got that little lady headscarf on his head, looking like a sissy, like a little punk, and nobody's children should be listening to you, nor should any woman. It sound like you don't have cash out to get to the welfare office. Now, if you want to, get on this show and debate me man to man, face to face. You look like a weak man.
Well,
and you're just trolling to get on some podcast to express your opinion about some woman that has pissed you off.
Woo.
This guy was good.
So with that said, I've dated many women with children, and the children turned out to be very respectful to me and understanding of me and value my opinion. I was dating one lady, and I've never had a child ask me this question. I was shocked.
Go ahead. What was the question?
The question was, when she came with her mother, she asked, Mr. Baker, can I have one of your dictionaries? after some time of being here and going through 3 of my libraries, I'm saying she's probably smarter than this do-rag wearing fella you just had on here. And I don't know where you find these half a niggas
But they out there. You gotta. That's
out
how
of the gutter. He sounds like a bunch of gutter trash talking English
But
dialect.
you know, Baker, that's the type of man that
And I wouldn't want
women see.
nobody
But
speaking to my child speaking like that.
I agree. But you know, when a lot of angry women say men, this is the vision or perspective they think of. And coming from my own experience of when you're dating a woman with a child, it takes you definitely to man up. You got to take a responsibility, and you got to think of yourself as a leader. You got to be able to communicate. You got to like pretty much take that child as your own and work together with the mother, and so that you can build a family. And you're gonna, have to take chances. You're learning, especially if you never had kids. Because I'm speaking from my own personal experience of like trying to build that bond with a child and try to do different things and just have an open mind and especially have communication with the mother. Now, will there be ups and downs? Of course, because you're gonna come from different lifestyles and then perspectives and point of views. But the biggest thing is you have to understand that you are coming from the outside in, an already made family, and you're trying to pretty much form together as a unit. Now, you have to have that kind of mindset. Now, with that said, what I will say is y'all both have to have the same mentality of working together. It does not work well when you have, let's say, a mother who does not see you as a partner or who uses a child as a division.
What,
Now,
Chris?
but
I get it. But some of these women and men in these relationships, they do what I call, it's like technical legal terminology, is they do violence. They do violence to the relationship. It's like do violence to the text. When you talk in Bible, you just tear it apart.
right,
And you do violence, you don't help. And in these relationships, especially when a woman has kids, the man first request is to show, can I be respectful and show this child that her mother's just not a piece of meat on the table.
because kids are watching that.
They're watching that. But can you deposit into me something instrumental in my life to make you look like or feel like a father figure to me?
Because
And
that's
so
what.
you can't come in with a do-rag on your head, sounding like a sissy, look like a predator.
Uh-oh.
That's why I don't know where you find these people. He looks like a predator. I wouldn't want him around my child. I guarantee you he's a predator. Listen to me, tell me why. Let me tell you why.
Go ahead.
He has the look, he has the characteristics, and I think he's a predator. Super predator.
One thing that stuck out.
If you give me his name, I can run him. I guarantee you, he's raped and molested children.
One thing I have to point out that kind of threw me off guard, honestly, and I don't have kids, but I had experience of like pretty much building that bond almost like a stepfather. But when he said like you put me before that child, I'm like, wait, what? Like,
Well, I don't know, Chris. She ought to put you before that child.
all right, this is a great discussion.
Because you may go at any moment, like me. Her priority is her children.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the guy, the one that you don't like.
I got it.
Oh, now you understand. So yeah.
Predator.
So when he said that, it threw me off guard because I was like, wait, you forgetting that you're coming into an already made family. You want her to put you before her child? That sounded backwards. Now you get what I'm coming from. So like when he said that, I was like, do you not realize that you definitely wouldn't say this if this is one of your own? Like you gonna put your own son or daughter before another woman? I mean, it's like vice versa. So I think like when it comes down to this, we have to really pretty much educate and then tell women that we are not all the stereotype that we see constantly in movies and social media. That's why I brought that up, because that is the image when they see a no good bum or just a scumbag or nothing. But there's actually a lot more black fathers that are actually stepping up to the plate and actually wanting to have a family. And even like he was saying, in the, not the person that you don't like, was saying like, I started off, having one child, and then after that, after having a love for building children, he wanted more. So there are more men out there that have a love of building a family out there, and I'm trying to like put that out there so we can destroy that stereotype, because I'm honestly tired of hearing that all the time, that there's no good men, when we know that there's good men out there. What do you have to say about that, Baker?
Well, Chris, knowing you for some years, I understand your philosophy and how respectful you are to women. I'm only alluding to the fact that the commentary that was played prior to the show, it sounded like a predator.
Yeah.
You can't walk into some woman's life and expect overnight you become that baby daddy.
It takes time.
It takes time and figure. And he said something. If you caught it, I got to go to you before I disciplined that child. You don't have the authority to discipline that child, especially if they living in your house.
That right there is a mouthful.
And don't you think you're going to be recognized as baby daddy or any type of daddy and you're not being a provider?
It's another mouthful.
You just another dick swinging.
Did you just say dick swinging?
Well, I'm just saying. And I don't like those type of guys. That guy needs to be monitored. We need to turn him over to the FBI. We need to turn him over to whatever city he's in, to the sexual predator. Because he's a predator. He have an agenda. And his agenda is not to respect the woman first. And women, you got to be careful letting all these old raggedy, ratchet men in your life so easily, because you're lonely.
Ooh. Vulnerability.
Your child is lonely.
Your
But
child
they
is top
ain't bringing
priority.
stragglers to their house.
So real quick, let me ask you this, because I know we're short on time, and then I'll put my points in, because this is a short show, but I wanted to make sure we put it out there.
Yes.
What do you think is good qualities of a man?
I'm sorry, I'm having problems hearing you. Say it one more time.
I say, what do you think is good qualities for a man, especially when raising a family? And then I'll go after you, and then we'll wrap it up.
Good qualities of a man?
Yeah, what do you think would make a good qualities of a man to fit?
First of all, if you're in a relationship as a man with a woman already have kids, you need to make the priority of respecting her. And when them children see you respect her, they're going to respect you. And then when they see you respect her, they're going to respect you, and you're going to respect them children. And you're not going to slip in the bedroom where they sleep at night. You're going to be respectful. In order to get respect, you got to show it. You got to earn it. And show them children so they can feel good about laying down at night with a stranger in the house that ain't nothing going down. Any sheets going to be shaking and be with the mama. And I ain't the type that's going to tip in the room, whether it's blood or unblood. And children need to be protected, and they need to be safe. And we got to put up safeguards against this predator you had on here. That's what he is. He's a predator. He's a do-rag, scarf-wearing predator. And if I put my money, he'd been to prison. He looked like a prison candidate.
Damn.
Either he's on his way to prison or he's just getting out. And he just happened to have a microphone and some food to let him get on.
Say what he said.
He don't even look right.
He said he looked like off the move, like a predator.
He clean-faced it. He got the prison look.
Oh, man, not the prison look, y'all.
You got to watch these fellas. I know y'all.
And what I'll say, and then I'll make sure that, because Baker got some things going on, we're gonna respect that. But I would say what good qualities of a man is someone that is especially a leader, a role model, loving unconditional, and able to accept a child that's not his as his own, and willing to grow with the child, and most importantly, have faith. Because I would say you can't raise a family without having any kind of foundation.
Well, Craig,
Especially,
listen, I get the guy's point in a sense, but Soul Production have produced many valuable shows that teaches a man how to love a woman from the side that she need to be loved.
absolutely.
And when a child see you loving her mother or his mother, he's not a threat, or he don't feel threatened by you, because your first love is how you treat his mother.
Absolutely.
And I can tell he looked violent. And do you think a child gonna take some words of wisdom from you, and they didn't heard you call their mama bitches?
They're gonna be, if anything, gonna be pissed.
Let me work it.
Go ahead.
I ain't the cussing, I'm just quoting and unquote. You gotta love her. And if you have find yourself in a relationship with a woman who have children, respect the mama, respect the children, not just sometime, all time. He never should hear you really, and I ain't never been in a relationship when I'm falling out fussing. He or she should never hear you disrespecting their mother, because that causes a problem. They inherit that, and they'll take it to the streets and think that's the way it's supposed to be.
When it shouldn't be.
Love that woman, and if you have a disagreement with her, wait till 3 o'clock. Instead of trying to jump in and smash, you ought to be trying to talk to her about, listen, baby, I didn't like that conversation we had in the presence of the children. I felt weak.
And I definitely agree to that. Like, have
Talk
your
in the midnight hours, pillow talk. Quit being so thirsty and want to jump in something, and you ain't even teaching her nothing by doing that.
exactly.
Teach her children, respect her children. Her children needs to feel comfortable around you.
Yeah,
But I don't get it on this one, because you got a do-rag on your head.
yeah, you definitely want to.
I don't like bonnets and do-rags.
You definitely don't want to have those kind of like discussions in front of a child. That's not meant for a child to see, especially if you're trying to build bonds. So I definitely agree with that. So with that said, just to respect Baker's time, we knew we'd keep it short, but we want to put some quick value in another episode out there. But with that said, though, like, hey Baker, where can they find you?
Minding my business. Chris, you got to create me a website, Minding My Business. I want to say something. I don't take it for granted, because to be on this show is such an honor, because it produced such valuable material to help further the black man, the black woman, and the black lives, and the white lives, and all lives, L-I-E-S. And I always like to say, keep doing what you're doing. They hear us. They just don't like to see it.
Well said, well said. And as you know, it's your boy Chris C. Holmes with another episode of A Slice of Love, as we hit on the topic of dating single women. I want to make sure that you, he over here like making sure he's all nice and ready, shine on my eyebrows. We see you over there, Baker. I had to mess with you. But make sure that you share, subscribe, and keep them going in the comments and much more, because you keep this show going and keep us energized. So as I said, as we wrap things up, I want to leave you with this thought. And it's this: be a role model, because you never know who's watching. You may inspire the mind, so don't deteriorate the minds of the future. And with that, we are out. Peace, y'all.
Thanks, Chris. Good show, man. You always do your best. You're awesome. Appreciate you.
And we'll catch y'all next time.